Hey everybody, welcome into this ancestor message. If you missed today's live, Pathfinders, if you missed it, I talked a lot about the North Node. I answered a lot of questions. And you can catch the replay. If you're part of Pathfinders, you can catch the replay because we talk a lot about North Node and our karmic path and what we're here to do. If you want a full class on that, here you go. Okay. That is probably one of the most asked for learning teachings. I'm not sure. One of the most asked about thing. What am I here to do? What is my purpose? Why am I here? And there are ways astrology can help you understand your soul path. So check it out. Okay, let's see where we go. Ancestor reading. This is a timeless reading. So whenever you see this video pop up, it doesn't really matter when I'm doing the reading. If it's for you, it's for you, right? Based on the title. Voyage of the Heart. Love flows through you and to you. Navigating by the stars. Follow your bliss. Beautiful energy here. Okay. Ascending the mountain. And then this one wanted to come out. Success expands in your life. I feel a little bit like that popped out because this does feel a little bit like I'm not sure where I'm going, but I am following my soul's urging, my what's being asked of me. I am listening in meditation. I'm doing the work of this. And I feel like the ancestors or the guides are saying, hey, listen, you're going in the right direction. If anybody needs to hear that message, if anybody's wondering, am I doing this? I don't know what I'm doing. Am I going in the right direction? That message is for you. Yes, you are going in the right direction. It's very unclear. Sometimes when we're in a spiritual journey, it can be very unclear what the next step is. And if that's true, I'm getting this sense of, the sense of faith needs to be expanded. All right. Trust needs to be expanded. I see questions from you guys all the time about how do I know for sure? How can I trust my intuition? And I feel like when you get a nudge, when you get a synchronicity or something like that, that's basically spirit saying to you, you're on the right path. Okay. If there's a specific message attached to the nudge, meaning do this, don't do that, or based on what you're doing right now, spirit always tries to get you back on the path. So if you've chosen to go in a direction that's really off your spiritual path, you'll get some gentle nudgings, and then you'll get some more and more loud and maybe difficult messages from spirit, like, hey, get back over there. And eventually there's a tower, right? That's how it works if we're getting off of our path. And spirit just nudges us, always nudging to get back on the path. Okay. So 2 of Pentacles underneath, 4 of Pentacles underneath, and the Magician. I'm feeling like this has to do with a little bit of a lack of direction and a holding on to a past direction, not sure what to do next, right? How do I manifest if I don't know where I'm going, right? But you're the one who is in meditation. We are listening to the conversation of our soul. The ancestors are saying here that this is about the conversation of our soul. If we're really focused on the temporal, if we're really focused on 3D, money, what's going on in our lives, that we can see it, right? Very 5 sensory kind of experience. If that's what's keeping us stuck, then spirit is saying, hey, it's really time to do something different. It's time to meditate more. It's time to come into connection with spirit. It's time to pray. It's time to go within. If you don't understand what's going on out here, it's likely that there is a sense of chaos or something going on for you that isn't making sense to you. You've manifested it, but you've manifested out of a lower vibration of chaos, out of a lower vibration of exhaustion, or whatever it's been. 7 of Cups, there's the High Priestess. 7 of Wands, King of Cups, 3 of Cups, the King of Wands, look at that. 4 of Swords, 2 of Wands, and the 5 of Pentacles. I'm going to take one more of that. 2 and 3. Okay, that's beautiful. So those of you on the spiritual path, if you're watching this video, you likely are. Okay, you could be a twin flame, or you could be somebody who is here. If you're going toward the light, you're doing the right thing. If you're going toward the darkness, or if you're getting down in the details of a 3D life, that might not work right now. Okay. All around is confusion, and I'm not sure what to do. But when you are on the path, this high priestess is saying, or becoming the high priestess will lead you into a place of resisting so much confusion, or resisting holding on, or stopping the flow. All right. We don't want to stop the flow. We want to keep the flow going here. Keep the flow going. So it does have to do with getting back into your heart, getting back into your aligning with your chakras, getting your chakras moving, meditating, doing all these things are like daily necessities to keep you kind of navigating in the way of the soul path. Feels to me a lot about distractions. Okay, so some of you could have distractions around you. Distractions in terms of other people's needs. And I don't mean that like, oh, well, you know, my kid wants to eat. Feed your kid. I'm not saying that is not a distraction. That is a necessity. That is one of the reasons you're here, to be a parent or to be a guide or something like that. Those kinds of 3D things need to be taken care of every day, 100%. But this is much more about getting into the weeds of physical experience so that you have kind of lost touch with the why, lost touch with why I'm here. What's my next step? I feel like there's people around you who have their own agendas, and spoiler, everybody, I mean, that sounds a little nefarious, agenda. Everybody has their own agenda. Well, you do. Okay. You have your soul's purpose agenda. I do too. Like, let's not make that a pejorative term. Okay. But there are people who might need things from you or are looking to you for guidance because you are on this spiritual path. And I feel like spirit and the ancestors are saying, you know what? The people around you are just distracting you. They have their wants, their needs, their desires. There could be parties, or 3 of Cups is celebration. 3 of Cups is like, hey, let's get together. There could be a lot of get together. I definitely feel like recently, maybe in the last few months, we are finally coming out of a place when we have been, you know, in solitude for a couple years, right? Because of everything that's been going on in the world. And now it's harder and harder and harder to be an island. I've been saying this for a couple days now. I'm feeling that. But I also feel like we don't really have a good sense of how to stand our ground anymore. It feels like overwhelming. Other people's needs or other people's agendas or whatever. It can feel really super overwhelming. So number one, I think you're going to need to get better at self-protection. I think you're going to need to get better at your own boundaries. That's what this is. 7 of Wands is like, you know what? I don't have the bandwidth for this. Or, yeah, this is what everybody else needs. I'll take it under advisement. Okay. But this does feel to me to be a little distracting. Okay. That feels a little distracting. I'm going to clarify. So taking time out for yourself and making decisions. I feel like some of us or some of you or whoever this is relevant to are asking a little bit to be cordoned off, or asking to have separation from the loud rabble of what's going on, other people's needs, other people's, you know, you might be part of an organization, your job, your family, everybody else. It's almost like too much loud right now, a little bit. I'm not going to use that. I'm going to use this. So please clarify this for me about the rabble, about the other people's agendas. I got a flipper right here. Yep, you're seeing this. I'm seeing this correctly. Thank you. That's a little validation for me. Thank you, Spirit. 6 of Wands, Queen of Cups, 2 of Pentacles, and the Tower. All right, so you're going to prevail here. I do feel like other people are looking to you for their needs, to get their needs met. And I think being a little bit better at boundaries, a little bit better at self-protection, saying no, learning to say no, I think is going to be important. You are seeing it clearly. everybody around you, and this is not like they're trying to do anything. It's not nefarious, I don't feel. Could be friends, could be family, whatever. But I mean, you might feel pulled in a lot of directions. And saying no is going to be your most valuable tool. This is kind of interesting to me because here we do have a healing of like, no, I need my alone time. I need to be in my own space. I need to take my time. 2 of Wands and 3 of Wands. Now, people around you could be having some financial trouble. They could be having some difficulty and they're asking for you to fix it, or they're looking to you for help, looking for you for guidance, where this feels a little bit more joyful, like, hey, come on, let's go out. Hey, come on, will you go to lunch with me? Hey, come on, I've got an idea. I want to pass by you. I want to pick your brain, and blah, 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 all these things. And that's fine. But I do think eventually what's going to happen here is other people's agendas are going to show themselves as they might be having some trouble. Okay. So if they're out there playing and being off their path, then they might have some trouble, right? They might have some 5 of Pentacles show up. 2 of Wands is the prayer. 3 of Wands is the expectation of the arrival, the faith of manifesting, right? Because we've got the Magician here. You finally break out of this sense of holding on or holding back. Like this might have been going on for the last couple weeks. I'm not sure which foot to put forward to go on the next step. So I'm just going to stand still. Now you can see, now there's more clarity about how to move forward. And I feel like what's around, there's 2 of Pentacles here. I do feel like people see you as a spiritual light worker, someone who is on the path, someone who is joyful, high energy, high vibration. If you're choosing to walk in the light, you are always going to attract people who want to siphon that off of you because they're not either doing the work of being in high vibration, or they're just jealous, or they're needing from you. This feels needy to me. So needy, right? Like people kind of pawing at you. That feels to me like, I don't know what to do. I don't know if I need to help people or I need to protect myself. I'm going to say to you, you need to protect yourself first. This is the whole thing about putting the mask on first. You cannot help anybody else, especially if we have a situation like this 5 of Pentacles, where people feel out in the cold, people feel lost, and you are helping them navigate the path, right? If you are shining your light, then people are always going to come toward you for their own reasons, which may not be entirely unselfish. All right. So you're going to have to learn how to say no, how to separate, how to spiritually separate yourself when people are in need, because you have to look at it from a perspective of compassion. Yes, absolutely. But you can't help anybody else if you're getting depleted. That's the biggest message here. Do not go down that road. I know it feels selfish to say no or to take time for yourself, especially if other people are hurting or in need. But you're useless to them without that. So it's time to really do that. Okay, it's time to really protect. Because I do see this tower, all right? If we stay on this path of I'm not sure, oh, I need to help everybody and I don't help myself, then we're going to get a tower moment, because that's not your path. The path the ancestors are saying is, hey, you know enough, all right? You've got enough lessons to learn about what you want and where you're going forward. You've got enough in the hopper to be able to create something for yourself energetically, spiritually, and transmute this energy of lack mentality. Look, I got hurt. Uh-oh, love sucks. Whatever the experience has been, I lost my job, whatever it is, you've got enough experience now to see this from a new perspective, to transmute the energy from low vibe, woe is me, Eeyore, into, oh, spirit, what's the spiritual message of this situation? And what's my next step now? If you go down into the lower vibration and focus on the problem of your own, then it's going to be very hard to shine your light. if you are going down into this lower vibration to help someone else, right? Jesus, Mother Teresa, anybody who deals in helping other people, right, they're on a spiritual plane. People are in that 3D, right? They're in that low vibration 3D stuff. I don't want to liken regular living to all low vibration. It's just a temporal way of living in the world. It's not really, it's an illusion, right? Buddha said all of this is an illusion, and it's here for us. It's here to teach us. It's here to give us hope about our own capabilities. It's here to strengthen our faith. So let's not say like, oh, everything needs to be fairy dust and unicorns, because you would not be as strong a leader as you need to be if it was. Okay? That's just the truth. The harder thing, when things come across your path that are challenging and you're able to work with them in a very Queen of Swords, High Priestess, it's not personal. The universe is not personally trying to damage you or punish you. No one's trying to punish you. These are things you're bringing across your path for your soul's growth. The more you can sort of radical acceptance of that idea, radical acceptance, everything that's showing up in my life is because of me, is for me. It's not being done to me. And so that's a shift. That's a shift in energy. That's a shift in vibration toward the light. Go toward the light always. And the light is about hope and faith and love and compassion for yourself, for other people. So other people have lots going on. I've heard from you guys. I've heard a lot of really harrowing stories and things like that. And this can feel a little overwhelming. But if you can carve out a few minutes of your day in the morning and in the evening to do a little check-in with spirit, if you can pray throughout the day, and here's prayer. All right, God, it's you and me together. All right, I'm ready. Thank you so much for bringing this into my life. Help me to be a vessel of your light. Help me to be a joyful presence in this world. Help me to be a healing presence in the world. Let me be the instrument of your truth. Okay. So I'm getting a lot of spirituals on that. That is what's needed all through the day. Help me to do no harm. Help me to be a light. Help me to shine my light. Help me to be, bring things across my path that are for me to help, but also bring things across my path that fill me up. You've got to fill yourself up. You can't come at this from a place of depletion. So first order of business, if you're asking me, wow, I've got a lot of problems going on in my life, a lot of situations, a lot of opportunities for learning, let's call it that. How can I get into the vibration of it being wisdom instead of problems? Meditation, grounding, focus, a removal of the belief that this is a problem, a removal of the belief that this is happening, that's punishing me, that this person's evil, that all this stuff, like, and protect yourself from all of that nonsense. You should have this little ball of love around you all the time. And that's up to you. It's available to you. No matter what's going on here, ball of love, ball of light. And if I feel like I need protection and we have a lot of dark energies, that is real. It is not just a thing, it's not just a thing that somebody made up to keep you in line. Okay? It's not just a fear tactic or anything like that. There are energies around that are not in service of the light. I don't think that's a radical statement, do you? So if you can keep yourself in this state of consciousness, if you can keep yourself in the state of peace, then everything becomes much easier. If you're all wound up and, upset and everything like that, that's not helpful. So work it out, get your feelings out, get yourself, write, journal, do whatever you need to do, dance in the kitchen. I don't really care. But at the end of the day, when you get into your place of, okay, now I'm going to work with everything that's going on around me, you're much better off at peace than you are. So take care of yourself. That's a big message today. I'm going to look at this more deeply. I'm going to keep going. We'll see what's blocking, because I do see this Five of Pentacles. I'm going to go deeper into that too. What is coming up that may give you a little bit of a pause in order to say, oh God, I really need to protect myself. I really need to pray. I really need to be grounded, because other people around you are pulling at you a little bit. And it's time to protect yourself. It's time to be in the energy of love and compassion and not be depleted. All right. So I'm going to keep going with this. There looks to be Gemini and Cancer and Sag. Gemini, Cancer, Sag, Scorpio. Okay. So I will look at that. That's what's coming through. All right. Gemini, Cancer, Sag, and Scorpio. A little bit of messages for those signs in the extended Sun, Moon, Rising, North Node. Okay. If you want to continue on with me, there's a link below. You can continue on with this reading. I will see you over there. All right. I hope you enjoyed that video. If it was helpful to you, please consider liking this video and sharing it with anybody who might have a need for similar kind of information. And if you like this video, check out these videos.